Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today's video is really very important because in this video, I'm going to read a sample report, and this report is from the new book of Cambridge. So it is directly from Cambridge, a sample paper, a sample report. Now, I'm not going to go into the detail of the text, but because we already know that there are two texts, and one text talks about the use of computer by young generation, and the other text condemns the idea of this too much use of computer technology. Okay, so here you can see that first of all, the writer begins a report with the title, A Report into Young People's Use of Computer Technology. So this title is clearly talking about the idea of the report. Then you see that this is something, that new in the format, that the report is divided into subheading. So you can also go for such subheadings. If you are unable to make subheadings, even then you can write your report without subheading. So the first subheading which has been made is the attitude towards computer. So this is the main heading and this is a subheading. So computers are a permanent fixture in the daily lives of most families. And although today's parents are of an age where they can recall early computers, some of them feel that modern technology has a negative influence on their offspring. So here you can see that the attitude of a particular group is shown, that is parents' concern on excessive use of computers. So very nicely, the idea of the report has been discussed here. Some parents cite familiar complaint relating to their children's over reliance on search engines rather than learned knowledge, or the way in which children spend less time out of door. So two concerns are shown here by the parents, that over time spending on computer and more reliance on the computer. With this, we see that writer is trying to bring some good punctuation, like the use of small bracket for additional information is given. Now, look at the beginning of this sentence. On the other hand, young people seem to have embraced the digital revolution. Look at the word, the powerful word embrace, that they have warmly accepted the idea of computer. So here a contrasting viewpoint from a different group is offered, like what is the idea of young people about computer is given, that they are happy to have this device. And then you see that there is a transition word on the other hand, which I have just discussed, is used here, and which is showing the flow of information and guide the reaction. So this is how you can see that we can very technically talk about the different things in the writing. Now look at the other subheading. The other subheading is about computer and education, that what is the role of computer in education. Uh, it is clear that some older people see computers are a threat to learning. Look at this word, threat to learning. How not only do they remove the need to memorize information, because now we are not memorizing, they have brought about the downfall of the book and reduce focus on traditional skills such as handwriting. So three concern about the decline in learning of student by the parents have been beautifully discussed in this long sentence. So you can see that while writing, the writer is focusing all the requirements of language and content. We can see that the information of the text is correctly given here. Look at the use of word while. There may be some truth in these views, that to some extent these ideas are correct. Modern technology has had a very positive impact on education. For instance, young people use digital means to produce art, write music, and produce investigative work. So you can see that it is given from the young people's a viewpoint that computer is not all bad. There are many good things which can only be helped out by computer. And the reasons are given that such difficult topics like writing a music and then investigating some work can be done easily by the computer. So you can see that in this paragraph, a balanced way of discussion is adopted, and we can see that both sides arguments are discussed here. Okay, so we can go for a balanced type of writing based on the question. uh, Not only do they find them excellent creative tools, they also learn how to harness the technology itself through coding. Computer offer a clear benefit to the society. So we notice that in this paragraph, half of strong points talking about computers' ill effects are discussed, and then the remaining is again with the same quality of strength provided by the young generation is discussed. Now, moving onward, we see the last subheading investing in the future. That what is going to be the role of computer in the future is going to be discussed here. So, education, authorities, and school. Computers are here to stay. Look at this very strong use of the sentence. Computers are here to stay, that we cannot avoid computer at all. And look at this punctuation use. Now it is showing that further things are going to explain this idea that how computers are going to stay. Education authorities and schools need to be proactive in the way they encourage and help student access modern technology. It's mean that there has to be some monitoring on the use of computer. In the years ahead, it will be essential that no student is left behind, and those whose circumstances make it harder to purchase technology must be helped. So the last paragraph is know that having a biased attitude, or we can say that a just attitude, a right attitude, according to the modern requirement, that it is going to be a great need of everybody. No doubt it is. And that everybody should have an access to the modern technology. So ideas are stated in a straightforward, factual way in the beginning, and then the further explanation is done really, in a very effective way. A further issue will be helping students become skilled and identifying misinformation. So a point is taken to that to answer the concern of the other authorities, that misinformation should be monitored. Students should be made to see that whatever they are finding on the computer, that is, a true reliable information, and that they are not wasting enough time. So look at the last line, which is with the recommendation. It is recommended that these two areas are seen as priorities, and that educators embrace technologies rather than trying to hold back the tide. I mean, stopping computers use by putting allegations on its ill effect will be definitely a bad idea. That will be a hindrance to the success process. So you have seen that report, since it is a text for publication, it is actually a formal text. So it is, in a very balanced way discussing the pros and cons of the topic and highlighting the both sides effect. It has a balanced viewpoint actually. But at the same time, towards the end, there is some recommendation where both the authorities of the viewpoint holders are definitely satisfied. So this is how for a report we can have a balanced viewpoint, and we can like have an address to the ideas of both sides of the debate, and we can sum up at the end these viewpoint. So we have to go with the main heading the way it is, And we can go for the subheading as well. I'm sure that this has really helped you, and it has really, given you an idea how to write report. Thank you very much.